know if you've been following the news recently, but last week the biggest news out of Washington wasn't Obamacare or how somebody screwed up in the White House or something like that. No, it was what's happening at the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is the biggest thing that's happened since 1933. It's going to affect investors and small businesses. And when I mean investors, I don't mean a fat cat, who's investing on Wall Street. I'm talking about you with $100 of extra money in your pocket can now be able to invest in the next Facebook or whatever. You don't have to belong to a country club anymore, to get in on the inside deal, to get, shares in a new hot little company like that. You could just go on the web and find out. And see, that's because of what's called the Jobs Act. Last year it was passed in 2012, and now they're coming through the regulations because it's going to change Wall Street. It's going to change small business. See, it allows small investors like you and me to put up a couple $100 in the hot new company of the future, instead of putting it in Las Vegas or whatever. Also, it allows small businesses like you and me too, maybe, that instead of having to raise public money, to the public and get money to start a business idea, that costs nowadays hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees. Now for next to nothing, you could go online and raise money from the public to invest in your business idea. Now how great is that? And it costs next to nothing to do that now because they changed the laws and they're coming through. It's not changed yet completely. It won't happen finally till about next year. So go and find out about it. Watch this stuff because it's going to change the way you're going to be able to do something with your money that's better than giving it to some fat cat or whatever it is. And them have all the fun with your money and you have all the worry. Don't live like that. You take the fun and find those little gem of companies that are looking for money, to start up. And it's called the Jobs Act. 2012 Jobs Act. Find out about that. And its job stands for Jumpstart Our Business Startups. This is a way for new businesses to get that capital. See, the way we do it before, and we still do, is with venture capital money. These are the fat cats, And these venture capitalists were people who got lucky in a business and wound up with a lot of money or married into it or were born into it. And they become instant experts on every business because they have money. And they're not. They don't know anything more than you and I do, But they had the money, so you think they do, and they think they do, And now you don't have to go through them. Starting next year, you'll be able to go to individuals. Hey, this is a good idea I have. If I could collect, $100 a piece or $500 a piece from enough of you, man, this is going to shake the world, And you could go out and do that. See, there were rules against you doing that before, and now they're not, And see, the new rules, and they'll come out probably, in the middle of next year sometime, and it'll be for, you can invest up to $100,000 that way, just online. You go to a website and look at the companies or whatever. Hey, that looks cool, I think so. And, they vent them a little, and kind of thing, so you're somewhat protected. You can't put millions of dollars in this thing, and you can't raise millions, So there's limits on those kinds of things. But it's a wonderful opportunity for small businesses to start, for people to invest in small businesses. So see what happened now with the new laws will make it like every business can now get money and people can invest anywhere from a couple $100 up to like $100,000. That's a limit, depending on your income. How much income you have will depend on how much you could do that. But so you put in a few $100 or $1,000 or something like that. I mean, you're part of the next generation of some Facebook or Twitter or something like that, or maybe a local business in your community that you want to see them grow. It's going to be taking the industry by storm to me. It's going to take the country by storm. It's going to take explode us like nothing else. And see, the rules have been the same since 1933. They were worried about grandmother, losing all their money by some huckster. I mean, that's still a potential, but you're going to lose $1,000 or $2,000, if that. Las Vegas takes a lot more from people nowadays. And I've seen, like in Forbes, was talking about this, and venture capital, they're those fat cats who think they're smart investing in new companies. They only invest like $30 billion. They're saying that this new law is going to create $300 billion. I mean, they may or may not be right, but man, even they're half right. You know, that's still a gazillion times more than what's happening now. It's an important thing. Now, we have a lot of videos of companies who are doing this already. They're already poised to help people, you know, either a business go online to get money, because now, see, they're doing it, but you have to be a registered investor. That means you have to make $200,000 or have $1 million in assets. Well, most of us don't have that, so that's like the 1% crowd. But next year, it's going to be the 0% crowd, you know, so the rest of 99% could get on this stuff. But those websites now that only aim at registered investors, as a small business, you could go on these websites now and look for money from those registered investors. So it's the same deal, but just for rich people. Next year, it's going to open up not only for rich people, for everybody else. And go to YouTube/Matthew Lesko 70. Matthew Lesko 70. I just turned 70. So youtube.com/Matthew Lesko 70. That's my channel on YouTube, and you'll see videos of people get money from crowdfunding, and also a lot of these crowdfunding sites that are for investors and small businesses too. Or just get me on Facebook and Twitter or Lesko.com. It'll help you to point you if you can't find these things. But remember, this is the hottest thing, I think, that this country's going to have for jump-starting us as a nation and getting your idea out there, or getting you to invest in the next new big thing, no matter who you are. You don't have to be a fat cat with a cigar and having a membership at the country club.